pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster, and all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, just his little toys. The game is very gateway to his chaotic, nightmarish world, the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, the actual split second, I screamed at Sonic as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly, his mouth wide open. I'm just thinking of like the Five Nights at Freddy's. Anyway. Literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came again. This time much louder, distorted, so loud that it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. Then it stopped and showed nothing but a black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, the one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom? Kefka laughed, now sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me, played again 3 times. I looked at the text in shock and confusion. Then I got booted back to the main menu. This time in the third save file had the TV image, Robotnik in the same tortured state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned blah blah blah. I'm just done with this story and we still have a little bit. I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik and I cried a bit. All my bank information. I pitied them for the agony they're going through that I put them in. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by the horrid hedgehog. I spoke in English.
Is it over yet?
It always will be. The computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did.
That's because your computer is dead now and you have a major virus.
I sat
Congratulations.
There for 25
all
seconds.
Your money is gone.
Horrified. It was just a prince in Nigeria. He'll give it back to you. People who play this into the game literally drags you to hell. Melodramatic? What? Where he can play with you always as his toy. I can't get this game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there, but at least I managed to turn it back on now. After at least I sat there for 25 seconds, a voice right behind me like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see the voice came from, and then I saw a Mimi scream sitting on my bed, staring right at me. A Sonic plushie with bloodstains under his eyes. Dun dun dun!
Is it over?
Yes.
At last. Now can I rant about it?
Go ahead.
Alright. First of all, you need to have more respect for your readers and yourself. This is your work. Have more pride in it.
She just called you out.
For one, your readers are people too. They aren't stupid and they're not going, well, let's assume they're not stupid. I mean, there's probably a few of them, but that's besides the point. They aren't stupid, and you need to have some respect for them. They may not understand. Some of us are readers, like myself, and I personally don't care a lot about spelling mistakes or grammar, but when it's bad, I notice. Now, if there was somebody who noticed those things often, they would hate your story. And then again, there's also the rules of, for one, you need to know how to write. If you're going to be in third person, remain in third person.
If you're gonna say in past tense, stay in past tense. Don't switch to present tense when you feel like it. This is first grade English.
Yeah. Basically, you just need to have more respect for your work and the people who are reading your work.
I know definitely when, if I were to bring this to my English teacher as an actual assignment, even though she's like one of the nicest ladies ever and she gives everyone an A for trying, she would give it a 0. It's not a good story.
Let alone a good or a well-written story.
Do you want to know how popular this is?
Don't tell me. I'll just think that every single one of the readers are stupid, and I know that's not true.
Let's scroll into the comments and see what someone wrote. So there's only one comment on here. It scares me. The ending. My body is shaking and keep imagining that Sonic.EXE is also talking in front of me to play the game with the game also, even though I don't have money.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to my rant. Also, you need to have a little bit more respect for your work as well. I know that you may have no respect for your readers. You may absolutely hate your readers. But do you hate your work as well? Because from what I'm hearing, you didn't proofread it. You definitely didn't check for any sort of grammar mistakes. Here's a general rule that I would keep for myself and apply to others. Write it down, leave it in the computer for a day. See if you still think it's appropriate to go online, proofread it, then decide. If you are going to put it online, have some respect. Not only for yourself and your work, but for the readers. Also, this story could have been okay, alright? I think it could have been. It's not terrifying. I mean, I'm not terrified of it, are you?
No, do you want to read what the publisher on Wattpad has this little angry letter to the creepypasta wiki? Okay, ready?
Read it.
I deeply regret to inform you all that I've received some bad news. And I'm gonna be cursing, so little children cover your ears. I have permission from my parents to swear as long as it's not the F word. The admins of Creepypasta Wiki have finally decided to delete Sonic.EXE off of the wiki on the grounds that it was badly written, which it was, and had too many cliches and was a bad example of what should be a creepypasta. Let's just put on the screen how many cliches we found. Yeah, bull friggin' horseshit. As you can see, I'm furious with the fact that my masterpiece, which is actually not a masterpiece, which has won the hearts of millions, has made a massive impact on the internet. It's being brought down by a bunch of jealous, arrogant, retarded furry haters. But that does not mean I was going to sit down and take this lightly. Nope. They've been messing with the bull, and now they've called out the horns. Do they even know what the saying is? If you mess with the bull, you're gonna get the horns. Which doesn't mean that... It doesn't. It's... The horns aren't a separate entity. It's meaning that you're gonna get pierced by the horns because you're messing with the bull. Anyway, listen everyone, I need your help with this. We are at war here. I want every Sonic.EXE fan who is reading this to get the word out. I want to tell every other Sonic.EXE fan out there, every fanatic, every artist, every follower of my creation about this. Tell your friends who are also Sonic.EXE fans if they have to. If you have to. Tell them that we have to keep the spirit of Sonic.EXE alive. Make more fan art, make more videos, block the haters, praise Sonic.EXE like you never have. Build websites dedicated to his greatness. Whatever you're gonna do to keep him alive and strong, just do it!
Okay, is it over now?
No. The deletion of Sonic.EXE from the wiki is but a minor cut in our flower of greatness, my friends, and that cut has done nothing but further the spreading. As we are the pollen of this flower, and we need to prepare for our victory over the haters. The haters need to bleed for their crimes. Rejoice, my fellow Sonic.EXE fans. Our glorious hellspawn shall have the last laugh yet. This will be the ultimate victory. This an absolute subjugation on the internet itself. Let's see what. Boo haters! Why you make Sonic.EXE deleted? This was the best CPEVA. Okay. Alright, let's start with the fact that you sound like a jerk. Not only do you sound like a baby, you sound like a petulant child. That's what I'm getting here. Alright. I would understand if your book was actually good. Alright? Like, I would step behind the cause if it was an actually good story. Yes. If your book was actually good, I would understand. But there's a problem. It's terrible. Just one little problem. It's really bad and you should feel bad. Yes. I really don't read creepypastas. That's mostly because I prefer certain kinds of books.
But I know it's bad when we're making fun of it and I don't read horror.
I do.
Alright. So, as well as your story, you don't have... It's very hard to figure out what I'm trying to say right now.
You're just so furious.
Yes. Okay. Your story isn't great. It could be enjoyable to some younger audiences or something else, or people who just love the franchise in general. But your story could have been better. I'm not saying that your book is terrible, even though it was. But I am saying that you need to work on your story. If I were to put this on the internet, let's say I wrote this, I'd be severely embarrassed that I had written this and demand it be taken down from that page and then rework on it. Make it better.
You know, Eilish Jack and Laughing Jack, those guys, they have said that it is the worst work they have ever written and they are ashamed of it.
Yeah.
And when it was taken off, they said good.
Yes, that's the kind of response you want. If you think it is the worst thing you have ever written, then you need to think, do I want this on the internet where everyone can see it? Think about your actions before you think that, hey, this is the best masterpiece I've ever done. If you actually had a masterpiece, then nobody would have heard about it. For one reason, good artists usually don't get recognized.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about this. I feel like I want to point out the letter the most because you already covered most of my topics. I feel like you not only are treating your viewers as your dumb sheep, you are treating them like you're trying to trick them into being your friends. What you want is attention. You're obviously like, when you wrote this, you should have been 12 years old. So I hope when you maybe get married and have children, which you probably won't because you'll be sitting in your basement like, I'm a Sonic fan, much like everybody else, me. That you will look back on this and shake your head and sigh and say, what was I thinking?
Yeah, that's kind of what you need to do. I know that writers generally beat down their work, and that's okay, because it makes the work better.
But he's doing the exact opposite.
Trying to think that his work is perfect
when it's the exact opposite.
I mean, I will admit, the book I wrote is terrible right now. I have 0 punctuation, absolutely no grammar, and random uppercase and lowercase letters.
That's where your editor comes in.
Yeah. And I can see it's terrible. The story itself isn't bad.
Like the idea behind it. You just gotta get the grammar in.
And I also have to get the ideas put together correctly. I mean, some of the words are just awkward and you want to cringe.
And that's kind of what it was like in here.
Yes.
I'm a Sonic fan, much like everyone else.
Yes. It sounds like he wrote his story and just put it on the internet. Now, I know not a lot of people handwrite their books like I do. I like to handwrite mine because unlike on the computer where I'm worried about everything that's going on in the story, I'm just worried about getting the story on. But for him, he has no excuse. Because if he wrote it online, on the computer, I can see why he didn't have to check over his work.
Because the spelling
is atrocious.
The spelling correct is easy to fix. Grammar mistakes, if you're not sure, you can Google it. The computer basically fixes everything for you.
There are even places that will edit the story itself.
For you.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah. I've had places that my teachers have shown me to help with my grammar and spelling. All he needs need to do is look.
It's not hard, and this is the whole reason the creepypasta fan base is always known as idiotic little edgy 13-year-olds is because nobody can write, and everyone sounds so stupid, and their plots are awful. Also, they also, like, when their stories is criticized, they get really mad.
I like to think of, if my story is criticized, they're not trying to be mean, they're trying to help me.
Yeah.
Because, let's face it, if you were to criticize my story, like you read it right now, and you thought it was absolutely terrible,
And you
would I
told
be a
her
little
to
bit
kill
sad?
us.
Would I be a little bit sad? Of course I would. Because I respect your opinion, but I also respect the fact that I've been working on it for so long.
And that you have the ability to improve.
Yeah. I have been working on this story for over a year and a half. That means nothing in the terms of quality or quantity. Actually, no, it does mean something in quantity, but
Quality is not time.
it's effort.
Yeah.
Because even though time and effort usually go hand in hand, for writing, you just have to think very, very closely about your writing.
You know what I want to do?
Hmm.
If the Sonic.EXE writer sees this, and if you somehow find this,
Wow. You must have been searching the internet for a long time.
you must have been going Sonic.EXE bad reading or something like that. I want you to comment down below how long it took for you to write Sonic.EXE, and let's see if I can beat you. Because I, the one who has never wrote a book, who only wrote creepypastas when they were an edgy 13-year-old, let's see if I could write better. With a fresh idea, and you can even make up the idea of what the killer is, and I bet it could be a better story than you.
I generally wouldn't do that for one reason.
She sucks at horror.
Yeah. I tried. I failed.
Zombie unicorns, man.
Zombie. Yeah. I was terrible. She was at least kind enough to tell me this is terrible. I'm like, thank you.
You're like, at least I know.
Yeah, because I thought it wasn't completely horrible, and then you're like, this is one of the worst ones I've ever read.
This is worse than Sonic.exe. Well, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was
At
pretty
least
bad,
I could
though.
laugh at it. At least I could laugh at it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was a parody, if anything.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It wasn't great.
It would be one of those things on the Troll Pasta wiki.
Yeah, I can't write horror. I can't make people feel scared. Unless I'm making them feel scared for the character, then I am amazing at that.
That's all that horror is.
No. No. There's a very big difference. Wanna know what it is?
What?
One of them, you're afraid of what's going to happen to the character. The other one, you're terrified because you don't want the character to die.
That's like the same thing. It's both a building of suspense and then the shock value that is dependent. Anyway, we're not going to go into much detail, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. 150 likes and we'll do the 7-day vegan challenge. Maybe solves all your problems.
No, I am not doing that.
Solves all your problems.
It's not gonna solve any of my problems. I will get to only eat vegetables.
So will I.
And fruit. And that's the only thing I could eat.
Dude, fruit's great.
I mean, I love fruit and vegetables, but
We could eat blueberries for a week.
I don't like blueberries.
Like gasp. Anyway, 150 likes and we'll get
No, you will
Ninnerfae
not.
will do the 7-day
No,
vegan challenge.
no, I'm
Maybe solves all
not.
your
No,
problems.
no,
Yes, she
no.
will. Bye. 7-day vegan challenge.